a lot of spotlight, no least from myself as well in this little prelude period. I'm also going to bring attention to the captain of this team, Econ. He is such a strong leader in the metaphorical dressing room, so to speak. He's been in the scene such a long time and only now really has started to break through to RCS level on a consistent basis. We've known him for so long to be a Merc user. Recently, he switched it up to the Octane, and he really does lead from the front by example. However, the front is not where they need to turn their attentions to, TrainHard. It's an early goal. It's a pass in from Itachi. Lovely placement from Zamway, and within 30 seconds, well, Vodafone Giants are 1-0 up.
Alrighty. Well, we all remember how the first series for Vodafone Giants have gone today versus Endpoint. The name of the game was goals, 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 and goals. 14 goals in total in that series during 3 games. A complete another sweep by Vodafone Giants. And if that series is anything to go by, we might see even more goals here. Already starting off with Itachi, still showcasing his technical skills. That little Spider-Man jump and climb on the wall just to set up his teammate. And their opposition, the Vodafone Giants, their opposition, the TrainHard Esport, and is going to have a long and hard way to work through. But maybe Temper can do something about it.
And I'm sure he will be able to show plenty more as the series continues. Itachi, the pop-up, and Zamway goes underneath. Very smart play off the Stake. It's gone to the backboard. Econ there. It's a read. Oh, it's Stake! Well, he got the read, and then he made the save. So let's be fair. He showed Vodafone Giants what they could do, or he showed, TrainHard what they could do, and then said, listen, you let us do that again, we are going to score. Unfortunate, still a 1-0 lead.
Well, I'd say TrainHard Esport will be considered I'm incredibly lucky with that one. That was a series of shots that any all day will be coming in. Let's see what they can find out in the attack. Clears in the previous series were at a premium between Solary and Reno Vitality, but Reno Vitality, for the most part, were able to put it just away from the Solary players. Here, though, TrainHard Esports are having some troubles to...
Oh!
Troubles?
Did I say troubles? What troubles, Jam?
No, it's not. It's Econ, fired by that Supersonic Legend decal. And his new car, his Octane, I miss him in the Merc, though. That was such a standout quality of his. He just comes out of nowhere and does his best impression of a rocket going to Mars.
If you look up the definition of tapping on Google, that is going to be the first result on your images for certain.
Already?
And
you guys are quick with clips. Jesus.
Yeah. So speaking of clip-worthy, Itachi flexing 2-1.
Man, a solo effort for Itachi, sees the bounce, immediately goes forward, and doesn't let it touch the ground. Floor is not lava, Itachi, and yet he plays as if it is. Vodafone Giants back in style. Are we going to see just a lot of impressive, explosive goals? There's the chance that we just might, as Econ is waiting for that bounce and the start for attack for TrainHard Esports.
So it's been a little bit of a punch-for-punch sort of game, as Temper looks to get the challenge on Zamway. Cryptos looks to go for net a little bit to the left, and that would have been on target. Here's Econ looking for a double tap. He passes it over to the side, though, and that's straight to Zamway. Cryptos gets a little touch over the top, but here's Itachi now. Not a lot of boost, though, and fair play to TrainHard for closing down the various boost pads that are available for Vodafone Giants, trying to close down the passing lanes as well, but Zamway finds his way through to the blue backboard. Econ tries to make his way into the midfield, but it's straight to Itachi once again. Off the wall, he's going to go inwards, he's going to try something crazy. He does try something crazy, but it's straight onto the front hood of Temper, who is only able to get as far as the midfield. There's Stake again, ready to go. Zamway in field, and it's a weak shot. Dealt with just about by Temper. That's another good pinch win, and it's still dangerous here for Vodafone Giants. TrainHard cannot break out of their own half for long, and goodness me, did they get away with it again. Another backboard threat, this time from Stake, the triple tap, and it's going to be stuck in? No! Again saved off the line. TrainHard living very charmed lives at the moment.
My goodness, these are the amount of chances the Vodafone Giants are getting, the amount of charges that they're getting. It almost feels like, wow, there it is. Is that it? No, that's a save on the goal line. Cryptos had to make that post-haste. But the Vodafone Giants are having a field day in the attack, but it's just not connecting at that last final touch. And so that two-goal game and one-goal lead is all that Vodafone Giants currently can show. I'm pretty sure if we're going to look at the shots after this, it's still going to be something absolutely tremendous from the Spanish side. they do need to find some clears, and this was quite a slow play from them, but still allows them to get the ball out, get the boost in the corner, and this double commit, these pinches, these team pinches that we've been seeing from many teams today, could have almost brought something for Vodafone Giants to that attempt.
TrainHard not being put into the closet right now, but right now I think it's also fair to say that Vodafone Giants with the lead oh no, oh dear. Well, that's what we call in the business jam unfortunate.
That's an oof. That's an oof. That's quite a big oof in that situation. A little bit of bumping play from Temper as well as he removes Snake. Not removes, but just bumps him just enough that he's propelled forward and not able to participate in the play anymore. TrainHard Esports looking for the minute ways to bring the ball against Vodafone Giants, and they did make that with that small play. Gives a lifeline for TrainHard Esports to get back into this game. Not just get back into this game, now it's equal. We might be seeing our second overtime of the day. But Vodafone Giants have been persistent in the opening match in between those two teams. And so that persistence, I'm pretty sure, is not going to be only turned up even more.
And it's still very much rooted in the blue half, although that's the sort of clearance that TrainHard were looking for. Econ tries to get past both defenders. It was a shot too slow, it was a shot too wide, and we head into overtime in game number 1, the first game of this semi-final. Zamway taking out Econ. It's an immediate attack once again. Crypto's putting it off to the side where Temper lies in wait. 100 boost picked up, and away he goes, but it actually breaks up the counter effectively. Lovely challenge from Econ to keep it moving forward, and Temper tries to close him down. It's a pinch, and it's away into the midfield. Snake's not going to get there first, Econ is, but then again it's falling straight into the hands of Orange defense. Snake again on the back foot. I think it was going to hit the bar maybe. Had to make sure, registered the save. Econ, another challenge, trying to keep it alive, trying to keep this pressure hold on for TrainHard Esports, as Crypto's there again, just losing out on these key challenges. TrainHard in the final third, and with a big boomer like this, it could be dangerous. Itachi infield, and Temper intercepts.
What a smart rotation from Temper. He's not just rotating straight into the net, he was rotating past the Vodafone Giants players, making sure that there's some sort of intercept. He was in a position, he was nearby, so might as well do it. I feel like that one last touch from him is what saves TrainHard Esports in that attack, as Vodafone Giants were already setting up for yet another passing plane here, whose players in the center redirecting. That is such a great way to immediately relieve the pressure from your own net, while also immediately setting up a play on the other end of the field. TrainHard Esports are not budging though. They're still keeping up and still trying to find their opening into this one. Econ just not wide enough in that block. Lets it pass them from a touch, and shot from Itachi has been crazy good in the previous series.
It's a 1v1. These are the situations that Itachi lives for. Scoring the majority of the goals here in this particular game, including one against his own team. But he does come out with the eventual game winner. Giants win 3-2 overall. Itachi really the center of attention for me, not just in terms of the stats, but in terms of his presence. The real backbreaker of TrainHard, and we saw so many times that TrainHard defense completely on the back foot jam. The score could have been worse. Overtime could not have been achieved. So I guess on one side, they got to count themselves lucky that they did as well as they did, and take that as a warning shot. Giants can do better.
Well, we've seen that in heaves and droves, as we saw that first series versus Endpoint. Here, their opposition, TrainHard Esports, might be a tougher cookie to crack. Again, every single team that has just beaten Team BDS should be considered, we're like 10, 100 points more of quality, if we're talking some imaginary point scale, of course. Oh, and Econ, does he have time? He does have time. TrainHard Esports, what, a win? Well, we're going to turn it around immediately. He is all by himself as well. Quite often as of late, we've seen that second player coming in, immediately reading the play, that shadow play, and then immediately following that ball off the kickoff. But to do it on all himself, without that much boost, because you don't have much to work with after that kickoff, you're the first one, you're rushing towards that ball. That takes a lot of control of the ball and the card from Econ, and he makes it work.
It's the best possible start for TrainHard. Can they find another? Cryptos, oh, that's a great read from Itachi. All the way down the other side of the pitch, completely neutralizing the threat. Temper attempts to get a good clearance out. Cryptos at least wins the challenge, and not able to win a second challenge on Stake there as Econ takes control. Off the wall, Stake nicks it off him. Temper has to make the touch, he does. And out it comes to Itachi now. Lots of boost on board over the top of Cryptos, but the angle starts to betray him at the worst possible time. Zamway, the corner, no second touch, lays it off to Stake. Temper forced into the save, and Zamway once again trying to reset the move. Temper though with a lovely doink into the midfield. It's going backwards for Vodafone Giants until Stake comes into the play. Backboard, Temper again tries to force it downfield. Cryptos to give chase, wins the challenge over Zamway. Backboard again, and it's another decent clear from the Giants. Stake helps it onwards, and I was a little bit confused there because I saw Zamway coming into the picture. It's a double commit. After a double commit, are they going to be punished? Yes, they are. Temper 2-0.
You already could see that the moment Vodafone Giants right here, Itachi and Stake were returning back from the defense, both went into the air. Both used every single bit of boost that they had to make a save. Well, to make a touch, really. That wasn't a save. That wasn't even a clear. It just wasting time until the ball dropped down for TrainHard Esports to take a shot. And that has cost him eventually as Temper was able to come in hard and with a really clear way on the shot. Series of misses, though, does benefit Vodafone Giants in the end. No, Econ somehow wins this. Well, this time he's wide again. Not sure what happened to that previous save he was trying to make against Itachi. But TrainHard Esports are here. They're loud and trying to make known that Vodafone Giants will not pass. 2-goal difference. Scored a serious attempt against a team that has been scoring so much in the previous games.
With one man light, this is difficult for TrainHard, but they deal with it well enough. Double commit from Econ and Temper. Temper at least gets the touch and Stake force back. Zamway to stop it at the mid, and Cryptos there prioritizes boost over the touch. Here he is up and about, but he's just about going to get a touch on it to deny Stake. Zamway taking out Temper in the goal line as well. And once again, this defense that looked a little bit, well, let's just say fortuitous in game number 1, a little bit more in control in game number 2, especially with that 2-goal lead. Mind you, still with more than half the game to play, anything can happen. Econ there with the missed touch. Is he going to back pass? No, Zamway takes it off him. And it's going to be a free shot for Stake, who skies high. That should be 2-1. Opportunity spurned.
Vodafone Giants are just unable to really collect themselves. Some weird plays between them, specifically Stake and Itachi. Not going to be on this attempt, at least I don't think so. I don't see anyone behind Itachi at the moment. But the Stake, for whatever reason, has been doubling up with Itachi 4 times in a row by this point. I see no point in that. They're not going for a team pinch, which I would forgive, especially if it would have worked. No, they're just going for the same ball twice, and it is hurting Vodafone Giants' chances to create something in the offense. And of course, leaves them vulnerable in some of those cases, as we've seen. That double commit in the air has cost Vodafone Giants the second goal against them. Why is it coming out of them? I don't feel like they're necessarily pressured to make all of these plays. Feel like they're just trying to play faster, but yet the lack of communication, lack of trust in their teammates is resulting in these double commits, which are easily avoidable.
Stake looking to put something right here, and it's still going wide. Back in from Itachi, and Zamway taken out by Cryptos here as they try to spark a counterattack. Zamway spawns in the right place, picks up 100 boosts, and then is immediately removed from the field again. Stake down the other end now. Temper there, it's underneath Temper, but Econ again, this back line defense is working so well for TrainHard. They know they've got a 2-0 lead. They're quite happy to sit on a 2-0 lead, and that means that any mistakes or any initial challenge win is going to be met by a second car almost immediately. It's just 60 seconds left now to find a goal, any goal, and it's not going to come now as Econ goes all the way down the other side of the pitch. That's a weak touch from Itachi, requires Stake to bail him out. And another clearance coming through from Vodafone Giants, but they're pretty much playing with the offense of a spoon now, effectively. It's so blunt. They've run out of ideas and they tried to scoop something out, but it ends up going the wrong way.
Oh, this was a chance. This is still a chance. Zamia holds on for his jump as well. Had the opportunity for him, but TrainHard Esports are not punished twice in a row by Vodafone Giants, and that is solid. 30 seconds cut off the clock, and where the ball constantly being sent down the earned side of the field. More time might be wasted. TrainHard Esports are surviving, partly due to the kindness of Vodafone Giants, who are just not taking these chances that otherwise I feel like would be 100 out of 100.
It's Itachi, or gets it past Temper. They need to score now, but I feel like even that will require the most incredible of goals. A kickoff goal that we saw Econ score at the very beginning of this game. It's not going to happen. They are shut out in game number 2 by TrainHard, who bite back Econ. What a big presence. We were mentioning him earlier, Jam. Most shots on target of anyone on the pitch, barring Stake, a goal, an assist, contributing not only to all parts of their offense, but also making that one save in what was a big midfield battle, I feel, and one that TrainHard ultimately won. So many 50s going their way, so many double commits, as you were mentioning, from Vodafone Giants. Very strange given how in control of game number 1 they were on the possession and on the stats side of things. They've let their standards slip.
It is quite a sight right now to behold, and definitely a heartbreak and a headache for all the Vodafone Giants fans. But do not fret, there's still more games for them to play. It does feel like their game plan just had a hitch, a small hitch somewhere, which is now growing into something bigger. Itachi, usually the top shooter for his team, has had only one shot in a previous game. And I feel like this once again stems from the fact that Vodafone Giants, through their double commits, were not able to make Econ with an opener again. Well, right now they're not able to make anything going as Tamper and his teammates are trying to set a lot of stuff. That is a miss, but cannot blame it for that shot. This is just an open net and you're a sitting duck. But Vodafone Giants, their offense were struggling in the previous game. They were not able to crash the net as effectively as possible, although they were constantly in front of TrainHard Esports net. But I feel like their positioning and those double commits were hurting the real chances, the proper chance to have 3 players in all attacking positions. And if they can't fix it in this game, if communication cannot be adjusted, Vodafone Giants might be looking at TrainHard Esports just on the roll, on a wave of momentum that might even carry them past this grand team.
In the year of our pandemic, 2020, there's been a lot of queuing at supermarkets, and Econ strikes me as the sort of guy that would have had his alarm set at 7 a.m. to make sure that he was at the front of the queue. That is 2 goals that he's now scored within the first 10 seconds of consecutive games. It puts TrainHard in an immediate good position, and continuing the pressure on TrainHard, this is an excellent performance from the team in blue currently. And good on them for having the ambition to try and establish another stronghold. They know that at 1 goal, they're never going to be safe against a team of the Giants' caliber. And they're just going to keep on putting Giants in awkward positions. Now to try and fight out from the back, it's a different scenario. Itachi there at the near post, Cryptos as well to read him. And another read, and another challenge win. Finally, Zamwe gets it past him. Flip reset, it's onto the backboard. Is there a follow? There is, but it goes wide. Backboard again. And out from the back for Cryptos. Zamwe throws it back in. And Temper now on his own. Lovely, finds Cryptos backboard, looking for the second touch. Cryptos gets that second touch. It goes back up to the backboard. Double committed net again. Itachi feeling the need to flex himself. Zamwe again down to the side, and once again, as soon as they're on the front foot, it's all TrainHard Esports. Vodafone Giants really struggling to put anything together into the midfield. They need to get back control. They need to start winning more challenges, or they need to start getting more mechanical, because TrainHard, their rotations are flawless at the moment, Jam.
They're flawless, but they're at the same time, you could see that they are just going hard, pun not intended, for every single one of those plays. It is not easy to make all of these clears. Every single one of the touches that they're making that's exactly what they need. But beyond that, there's just no saving grace. Cryptos now 1v1 versus Stake, and of course he slows the play down. Of course, as you try to throw yourself across the goal line, at some point you just go past. And that's exactly what Stake has utilized, reads where the ball is going to go perfectly. And finally, that defense is broken down, but it took Vodafone Giants 3 minutes. And TrainHard Esports, train hard, defend hard. Let's see if they can score hard as well.
Oh, that's a nice pass back to Econ, who's still dangerous. And that's another big challenge win. Ironic, of course, that the first major challenge win that Vodafone Giants have, it's right in front of the enemy net, and we can give a little bit of criticism to Cryptos' way. He was in a poor starting position. Carl not really angled the right way to challenge it properly, but you got to give credit to Giants. They puffed and they puffed until they blew the house down in a tie game 1-1 with just over 90 seconds left. They find themselves able to put themselves into a match point scenario. If they are, of course, to win game number 3. It's a lovely pass in field. No one willing to commit. It's a touchy. It's a powerful one. And it's away off the line. Get the Hawkeye out. I'm sure it was over, ref.
Well, it wasn't. And now TrainHard Esports are still struggling to clear that ball out. They are just with their back to the ball. No, don't tell me. No, he's got it. He's got it. Econ finds himself a counterattack. Vodafone Giants came in just too hard on Itachi. Was that a pass to Steak? Steak was not informed about that one. Or if he was informed about that, now when you need to put a little bit more muscle on that Itachi, that was straight to TrainHard Esports, who were begging for a chance for them to get out of their own half. They had their sights on one thing and one thing only, that net on the other side of the field. A blessing for TrainHard Esports as they go ahead by 1.
Well, if they were organizing a vacation away, then Steak missed the plane. Criminal. Unfortunate. And for Giants, it sees them down again. Zamway. Oh, it's 2v1. Surely this is going in. Yeah, it is. 2-2.
Sorry, well, I want to call the ref again. This time it was because Steak was bullying Kryptos on that back wall. Went for him immediately. That's a red card if this would be football. But this is Rocket League. There's no cards, and this is a completely valid play. Vodafone Giants strike back as they themselves get a runaway counterattack. That TrainHard Esports were not prepared for. Better be careful. Both of these teams have so many resources at their disposal. Friend Zamia has a little bit of something that he just dropped. Oh, don't mind me, just dropping this goal right here. Beautiful play.
Butterfingers. That was a missed touch at a crucial time. And once again, the TrainHard defense, as good as it has been, these individual mistakes are really starting to hurt them. And again, you got to give credit to Vodafone Giants. They're there in the right place at the right time to punish when they need to. And this is what makes them a top caliber team. Even on a bad day, they're able to grind a result. And TrainHard now have only 15 seconds to find something. It's infield, but it just goes back all the way to the backboard. Cryptos to reset, but another missed touch. And it just feels like the quality of these TrainHard players is starting to betray them at the worst time. It's going to be Vodafone Giants taking game number 3. It's going to be Vodafone Giants moving on to match point. And TrainHard now have to win 2 in a row if they wish to best one of the best.
You saw just how comfortable Giants were looking when the game was going their way, when the groove, the momentum of the game was in their favor. And man, it is once again looking like that team that beat Endpoint. It is looking like that team that is constantly challenging for those top 4 spots. Do not let Giants get a foot in and start playing their play style, because we all saw what happened. Poor TrainHard Esports were forced to defend out of their last power with the last bits of boost, sometimes not even finding a clear for a minute on hold. Honestly, in that game, if we had a stat for how much the ball has spent, not in just the TrainHard side of the field, but in their final third in front of a net, the penalty box, I'm pretty sure that number will be something obscene. But that's all through Vodafone Giants just completely throwing a block. Speaking of throwing a blocks, Econ, somehow he rises early. As you said, our league, he is there so early. Everyone is just arriving at the pitch. He's already there and trying to score a goal.
Oh, and Itachi, almost a doomsday dish. Is a big save from Econ down the other side of the pitch. And Temple wins a massive challenge. Oh, it's going all the way. Oh, it's wide. Oh, those ones are scary. And Vodafone Giants collectively breathe a sigh of relief. Double commit there. Dangerous for the Giants. Itachi gets there first, rushing there first to try and bail out his team. And it's good backboard defense again from Econ, who scurries away downfield past Steak, who gets a piece of it. He gets the 100 boost as well, and he gets it past Econ. Great movement there from Steak, but the pressure continues from TrainHard. Round the corner, Cryptos a little bit too far to the left, not in field enough to make use of it. Temper very much bamboozled by Zamway, and Itachi picks up the play. Back to Sender. And back to Sender. Zamway looking to get this little pinch. No, it's not going to work, and TrainHard a little bit tepid in defense right now, a little bit slow to react. State keeping up the pressure. Can he get it around the corner? It's going to not get past Tempo. Good block from the Fennec main. And here's Kryptos again, another big block. It feels now like TrainHard's defense is truly going to be tested, Jam. No more individual mistakes. If you want to win this series, it's got to be perfect.
Yeah, I think you shed some light on one of the biggest problems from TrainHard Esports right now. Their defense quite often takes a little bit of a while to make a clear, to make a readjustment. And while Vodafone Giants quite often were giving their opposition that chance, if you want to get powerful clears, if you want to set up your teammates up the field, you need to be much more quick and much more powerful with your clears and plays out of your defense. And TrainHard Esports right now is struggling. Yes, they have been. The score lines could have been even bigger in favor of Vodafone Giants in those previous games that they won. And TrainHard Esports have done well to at least stop that. But it is still one bit of a play that I'm looking at them saying, yes, if you want to beat top RLCSX teams repeatedly and consistently, you need to, at the very least, fix that. Otherwise, other team is just going to have a field day in your defense.
Econ, big clearance. Zamway, the touch on the backboard. Econ taking out Stake, so they are one-man light, but that's another big block from Zamway at the midfield. Econ sees Kryptos infield. It's wide. Econ lurking, but a glorious touch away from Stake to give their team a relief. Another potential double commit scenario. These mistakes still coming up from Vodafone Giants, not being punished by TrainHard, who are still a little bit slow to the call. There it is. It's a shot on target, too slow. Easy enough for Itachi. And Kryptos now to the backboard. Second touch. It's round the corner, but again, Itachi on hand to bail them out.
Oh, that defense from Vodafone Giants is also looking shaky and questionable. For Vodafone Giants, they feel like the best playstyle as the goal number one of this fourth game comes in. For Vodafone Giants is, we're going to score as many as we can. And hopefully through that is going to be our defense. We're going to be scoring so that you can't. We're going to be scoring so that you constantly have to risk it and give us even more goals. But when time comes, when the pressure goes in on Vodafone Giants' net, we could see that they're also quite nervy. That pinch straight off the kickoff puts Vodafone Giants by 2 in a mere seconds. You blink and you miss it. The 2-goal difference for TrainHard Esports is going to be quite a big challenge to overcome in the remaining 2 minutes.
Well, box to box, that was Itachi, the breakthrough moment, and the worst thing to happen then is to have a kickoff goal go against you. And TrainHard, well, the fact that they've even made it to this stage of the competition, the fact that they've even made it to the grand finals, Jam, is something that wasn't to be expected. They got here ahead of Singularity. They got here against the likes of Liquid and Triple Trouble, and they want to stay. It's gone wide for Kryptos. That really needs to be going in. 90 seconds left. There's still a chance here if TrainHard can score in the next 30 seconds, but it just feels like they're running out of breath right now, Jam. They're running out of ideas. Nerves starting to creep in. And you've got to feel sorry for them, but this is still going to be a massive experience no matter what the result.
Yeah, they have been on and up, TrainHard Esports, and the season of RLCSX with extended amount of teams had shown that, hey, this team exists. Hey, these players are worthy of being talked about. And hey, we have Temper as a potential standout player, potential future player. Somebody needs to come in and replace all these oldies. Might as well be him, who knows? And for him, I would feel like this is a dream come true, what has been happening in the past couple of days, just to showcase himself like that. Whatever happens in this series, even if he goes home without a top prize, I feel like whatever he has earned here is already going to be tremendous attempt from him. For Vodafone Giants, though, it's another team that you need to put in their book and say, all right, well, now we need to be prepared against them as well. Because when TrainHard Esports wants it, they can definitely punish Vodafone Giants. And their defensive performances, as well as the shots that they've delivered to Vodafone Giants in the offense, are proof of that.
An entertaining series. Very much a tip of the hat to TrainHard. A breakout star in Temper, perhaps. But it doesn't stop the Giants from stomping on through. They're going to win this series 3-1 in convincing fashion by the end. And it was just one of those scenarios, I think, where the Train very much